Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
I'm going to start off giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakodash. All right? Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, whom the world ignorantly knows as God and Jehovah. Yahweh Shai is the true name of his only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly knows as Jesus Christ. All right? Double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, faithfully and diligently pushing this truth with fear and trembling through the spirit and power. Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. We're the GMS Memphis Camp, all right, coming at you with another Lord willing edifying lesson, which will be in transit today. All right, I'm the brother Tazamak to my right,
Zab.
and in the back.
Karab.
All right, and I'm gonna hand it over to the brother Karab. You know, he had a lesson, written out for us to go over, and I'll let him, tell you what it's gonna be about.
Shalom, the lesson is we are hated for righteousness, you know. And what is righteousness? Our Lord Yahweh Yahweh Shai. You know. We are hated because we testify that the works are evil in Babylon, which is America.
Come on.
You know. Go ahead, get the first precept.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
And that's Yahweh Shai speaking right there. You know, they hated Yahweh Shai when he came on the scene, you know. When he was out there, when he was teaching about the destruction and downfall, like Jeremiah 28 and 8, you know, the prophets of old, you know, preach about the downfall of kingdoms, you know, and Yahweh Shai was doing the same thing. You know, Yahweh Shai was an austere man, so he was giving them straight truth.
It says, if you were of the world would love his own, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
And the Lord chose us out of our darkness as well too. You know, us preaching his word, you know, going out, preaching it in the chief places of Concord, you know.
Boldly.
Yeah, boldly, standing bold in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Because man, we know what's coming to the end to this, the end for this kingdom, you know. It's death.
Yep. Yeah, with us standing bold, what they mistake our boldness for is what? Pride, arrogance, know-it-alls, But the Lord said he has not shunned to show us basically this truth, man, and he gave us an unction. He gave us the oil, and we understand that what wisdom and knowledge is ultimately what's going to lead to salvation. So the Lord is opening up certain individuals' minds, chiefly his elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to understand his judgment. All right? But with us having that understanding comes with what much strife, contention from those who are without, outside of the temple. So we have to, take a lot of heat from the outside world. That's like I say, we are made a spectacle we are made a spectacle unto the world. Well, what they really are looking at, they're not looking at us. They're looking at Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai spirit that's upon us, that's bestowed upon us, man. Yep. Go ahead, bro. Y'all can keep going.
Brother, get Isaiah 64 and 6.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 64, verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags.
Yeah. Going back to what Tazma said, they mistake our boldness for pride. So we are unclean. I mean, we ain't saved. We out there proclaiming the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai. That's why I said, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
And why are we doing that? Ultimately, we fighting for our own salvation. The scriptures say, that was right there. As the scriptures say, got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right. So yeah, we're not holier than thou. which because we've all have come up short, you know.
And that scripture that says many are called but few are chosen.
Right.
You know, so just because you're called to do this thing,
Yep.
you know, it's not a guarantee.
It's not guaranteed.
That you know you got a chariot ticket. No.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. As a matter of fact, let's jump to that Corinthians. Is that Corinthians next?
That 1 Corinthians 9 and 6.
Yeah, let's jump to that.
I got you. This is 1 Corinthians 9 and 16. It says, "For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid over me. Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel."
Right. So, you know, like Zahar was saying, you know, just because we preach this gospel, you know, that's what we're supposed to be doing. You know, the many that are called is really the whole nation of Israel is called, right? You're supposed to, the nation of Israel is supposed to be standing up for righteousness. Matter of fact, Baba Kushai Zahar, get Deuteronomy the 10th chapter and the 12th verse. You know, that like as having the Lord's name upon us, we are required to have a certain representation of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and that representation is righteousness, man. We're supposed to represent Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in righteousness, man. You know, it's not Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Yep. So it's not we don't boast in ourselves. You know,
this is Deuteronomy 10 and 12. "And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy power require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul."
Right. So that's required of us to preach righteousness, to stand up against evil. You know, that ain't something that you know we really have a choice in.
Yeah.
Like it's that's why I say woe unto us if we preach not the gospel, man. You can expound if you want to say something, bro.
That's beautiful too, because that's the whole, like, that's your purpose on earth.
Right.
You know, Jake always want to know what's my purpose. You know, is I'm a singer, a rapper, a dancer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a thug. Jake purpose is to fear Yahweh Shem Shai and keep his commandments,
Yep.
like the scriptures say.
Yep. A royal priesthood, man. You know, what is it? Kings and priests.
Kingly priesthood.
Yeah, kings and priests, man. That's us. You know. You had was it more on that Deuteronomy 10 or was that it? That was it. Okay, let's go to that next precept, Parag.
Psalms 49 through 10, brother.
Okay, go ahead.
It says,
You got it. Go ahead.
it say, "I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips. O Lord, thou knowest."
Mm-hmm. That's what we do, man. As it say, which we'll get that next, Lord willing, Isaiah 58 and 1. You know, the Lord commanded us not to hold back, not to spare, you know, in the midst of the congregation. The congregation is talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right? Because you are bound to the Lord by contract to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. We just read that in Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter, which is Deuteronomy being the second book of the law. But the whole entire book, if you really get into it, it is the law, man. It's the standard. It's the manual. All right? It's a way of life. It's our inheritance, you know. When you go into real kingdoms, like real empires and kings, they're going to have books of their inheritance from, you know, with their names of the fathers, and you know what I'm saying, and what they owned, and you know, kind of remind me of that movie Django, which there was Edomites, but when they went into that town, they looked up and seen the different names of all the different slave owners and what they owned and how much they had, and this, that, and the other. Well, this book, this Holy Bible, belongs to us. That's why the names that's in these books, Jeremiah, Isaiah, even when you go into the New Testament, the Gospels was written by Apostle Paul, who said what? I'm an Israelite. All right, this is for Israel, man. All right, but Israel needed this here so it could understand what is inheritance. This was here so we can understand what our inheritance is about. And that way we can always upkeep it. Because if we didn't have this, we'd be shit out of luck, man. We'd be done for. It wouldn't be no salvation for us, man, if the Lord didn't leave this, man. Go ahead, bro.
I got a quick one.
Okay, finish that Psalms.
Alright,
Finish that Psalms, then go ahead.
Psalms 40. This is Psalms 40, verse 10. It says, I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy love and kindness and thy truth from the great congregation.
And that's what we do at Great Millstone. We don't hold nothing back. That's why we say we have the 100% truth pertaining to salvation within the contents of the scriptures. All right, and all the prophecies. All right, the law, things pertaining to the law. Things pertaining to all aspects of life. We don't hold anything back from you. We don't spare your feelings no matter what. If it's harsh. That's why what Apostle Paul said, though I be rude in speech, but not in knowledge, man. Because the righteous thing to do is to tell somebody the truth, even if it hurts. But you can go ahead and get that quick one. You still got Isaiah. You got something else.
You said Isaiah
58 and 1.
Yeah, Isaiah 58 and 1.
You can get your quick one that you had, bro. And you can break it down, expound on, make your point.
Lamentations, chapter 3.
Speak up a little bit, bro.
Come on. This is Lamentations 3 and 22. And it says, it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassion fail not. And that's just to add on to when you said about the wisdom and knowledge. If we didn't have this, we'll be destroyed.
That's his compassion towards us.
That's his mercy.
That's his correction.
Yeah.
This is correction, man.
Yeah.
It's a rod and a staff. Go ahead, bro. That was it?
Yeah, that was it on there.
All right, go ahead, Saab, and you can expound on this one.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 58 and 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're required to do. That's one of our reasonable services.
Mm-hmm.
We're required to be
ministers,
like hall monitors.
Yeah.
Spiritual hall monitors.
Yeah.
If somebody's doing what they're not supposed to be doing, we correct them, call them out on them. And that's another thing about the hall monitor. He really wasn't supposed to snitch. He'd just tell you before you got in trouble by a teacher. That's what we're doing, is we're trying to correct our people before
judgment
Howard
comes.
Shy comes. It's like, hey man, there's a teacher around the corner. You bring out that paddle if you're chewing that gum, man. It's like so best, but that's why we're hated, is because people think of us as like snitches.
Yeah.
They get cut whenever we tell them, hey, you shouldn't eat pork. Doesn't matter how soft we put it or how hard we put it. Jake's gonna be hard-headed at the end of the day.
Stiff-necked and hard-headed. Stiff-necked and hard-headed. That's Jake, man. Yep. Brothers can keep going, bro. Some more.
John 77.
Was it more on there?
No, that's pretty much
Okay. So go ahead, Karal.
It said, the world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil.
Right.
Yeah, evil hates good. That's why you know, like in high school or shit, even out of high school, you got a bunch of whores that are jealous of, like, you know, virgins that are like rubbing up on dudes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, whores get jealous over, like, you know, I guess what people would consider prudes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing what you're supposed to, you know, you always got those badass kids that like hate them.
Yeah. Goody two shoes.
Yeah, goody.
Teachers, they call them goody two shoes. Teachers' pets.
Goody
You know.
goodies.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we was put here for, to stand up for righteousness, man. And the world is ultimately under the dominion of Satan. You know, the physical counterpart being Esau, Edom, and that's what they do. You know, they embrace and they uphold wickedness. So the world follows after whatever standard is being pushed in the earth. That's by default what's going to be followed after. That's why when we get the kingdom, righteousness is going to be the standard, and for the most part, righteousness is going to stand. You know, the other nations, of course, are still going to go off, but not nearly as much as they go off now. Once we take Esau completely out of the picture, that's for sure. You know, you know, it's going to be harsh judgment for breaking the laws of the Lord. But see, now they give you what? A pass to be homosexuals, a pass to, you know, eat abominable, you know, whatever, man. Whatever is against the scriptures, you pretty much get a pass to do, mainly in America. But since America is like that chief nation on the planet, the rest of the earth is just following suit, you know?
That's why the scriptures say the fool said in his heart there ain't no power.
Yep. Yep. And that's Esau Edom, man. He look at himself as he basically he don't think that he can ever be out what's the word I'm looking for? Outmanned. You know. But it's not gonna be by the hands of man that he's taken out of the seat. It's gonna be by the hands of the Heavenly Father, you know,
Right.
through Yahweh Shai. But He's gonna give us power to get in there too. That's what's gonna make it so much sweet. You know, He gonna give us He gonna increase us to get on his ass for all the wickedness He been doing. You know. Go ahead though, bro. You had one? You had one?
Yeah, I got some.
You got something, huh?
This is Matthew 5 and 10. It says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake,
Mm-hmm.
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven."
Yep. You got it out.
Yeah, and that's self-explanatory.
Yep.
You know, if you're suffering for righteousness' sake, you're going to inherit the kingdom. You know, if you're standing up for Yahweh Bashar Shai and all His law, statutes, and commandments, and giving people warning of the prophecies that are about to happen, and you're persecuted for that, hey, your reward is great, man, in the kingdom. You know,
That's right.
because it's kind of like those movies, right? Where, you know, you might have a character that dies in the movie. He might be the main character, but he dies. But it was doing something noble, you know?
Well,
So it really didn't matter if he completed the objective in that narrative. It was just more about what he stood for.
yep.
That's our lives right now. It doesn't matter, you know, how much money we acquire in this lifetime. It doesn't matter what kind of social status we have, how big our house is, you know, any of that. It's about, at the end of the day, or at the end of this lifetime, are you standing for, you know, Yahweh Bashar Shai?
Yep. For righteousness. Yep. Is it more on this out?
It says, verse 11, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." You know, slander. If you get slandered for Yahweh Bashar Shai, that's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
You know,
That's
because
right.
you're being counted blameless.
Mm-hmm.
And you know Yahweh Bashar Shai is going to stand up for, hey, you know, his chosen ones.
Yep.
Right.
They say surely he will avenge his elect.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes me think of that scene in The Matrix where Morpheus was talking to Neo, and Neo was like, "So you telling me that I can dodge bullets?" And he was like, "No, I'm telling you,
When you ready, you won't have to."
That's the elect right there.
Yeah.
It's because we don't have to fight against Esau.
Right.
We just have to go through whatever we're going through, and then when it's time, Yahweh Shai is going to step in.
Yep.
And we won't have to do a damn thing. Like,
Yep.
Yahweh Shai is going to take care of all of our problems, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to place a crown on your head. Give you that new body. Going to set you on high. Wipe away your tears.
Yep.
Everything, man. He's going to put your enemies under your footstool.
Yep. Under your feet.
Under your feet.
Yeah, under your
Okay.
footstool too. You put your feet on your footstool, he's gonna be your footstool. Come, bro. We got some more.
No, that's it.
You got some, Parag? You got some more?
Go ahead, get Psalms 18, verse 16 through 24.
All right, let's get the closing ones. Let's wrap them up. So let's come back to back. Just let the scriptures do most of the talking.
This is Proverbs 8 and 13. It said, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance. In the evil way, in the full mouth do I hate."
Yep.
So the Lord be hearing them when they talk crazy about us. They come up to the camp talking forward, talking out the mouth about, it ain't no power. I'ma eat what I want to eat.
Yep.
But guess what, man? The Lord got their number.
Yep. Hey, as a matter of fact, speaking of that precept, to back it up, get Psalms 139 and 22, I think. You can go ahead, Zah.
You said 18. What?
Chapter 18 of Psalms 16 to 24.
All right, this is Psalms 18 and 16.
That was the last one, wasn't
Bro, the last one was Revelation 3 and
it?
11.
Okay, come.
Psalms 18 and 16. He sent from above. He took me. He drew me out of many waters.
Mm-hmm.
He delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me.
Yep.
For they were too strong for me.
Just like what Zah was saying earlier, we're not gonna have to do anything when the time comes. Like we don't have to find refuge. We don't have to, like they were saying, we gotta flee to Jerusalem. We gotta go hide in the mountains. We gotta take vaccines. We don't gotta do none of that.
Right.
We don't have to do anything but wait upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And whatever happens to us against our will before Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai comes, he's going to repay.
That's right.
He's going to avenge us, man. And that's why we're going to continue to stand up for righteousness and boldness, and that's why we're going to continue to hate the evil, all right, and serve the good, all right. Get is it more on there? That really was the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Get Joshua 24 and 14. Go ahead and get that Psalms 139 and 22. I think it is. Because say, I hate them. Do not I hate them.
21. I got you.
Come.
This is Psalms 139, verse 21 and 22. It
Yep.
said, "Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee,
Yep.
and am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee.
Uh-huh.
I hate them with a perfect hatred,
Yeah.
and count them my
Because it's
enemies."
nothing personal.
God.
Hey, we don't hate you because you got a receding hairline. We hate you because you constantly putting a razor on that receding hairline.
God.
We don't hate you because you because you eat. We hate you because of what you eat.
God.
We hate you because the things that you eat that are not lawful. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing personal. We don't hate you because you go out and get some box. We hate you because you go out and get another man's box.
Because.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's plain and simple, man. Just do good and good will follow.
Right.
And that's why good and righteous men are hated, because this world is not leading the people after righteousness, man.
Right.
Got that Joshua 24 and 14.
This is Joshua 24 verse 14. Now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt.
Put away the judges. All right, because God means judges. So these people, the men that set up to judge the earth now, pertaining to Job 9:24, is the wicked. So flee from wickedness. Turn from your wickedness, man. All right, and turn back. All right, and follow Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yeah, and another word for God is a ruler.
Yep.
You know? Because, hey, you know, people will choose different philosophies to rule over their life. They might choose President Donald Trump as their ruler. You know, put that shit off. All these philosophies shouldn't rule over your life. People will allow social media to rule over their life. You know, have however many likes they get, however much money they get, that they let that dictate their life. Put all that shit aside, man.
Yep.
You know, practice the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord has given you, man.
And serve the one true Salaki, serve the one true and living God, one true and living power. Because this world is full of gods, which the brothers was just going into different examples of different gods. And the Lord said, anything that you love more than me is an idol. You know? You can finish what you were saying though, Salaki.
But yeah, because, I mean, just to bring it full circle, you know, people will go through strenuous stuff to acquire, you know, some type of social status.
Carnal
materials,
yep.
You know. But, hey, man, why not suffer for Yahweh Shai? Suffer for Yahweh through his son, Yahweh Shai. There's a greater reward there.
There's a greater reward there. And that's what we finna close on. Greater reward. That's the spirit. Let's go, bro. Revelation 3.
This is Revelations 3:11. You want me to start at 10 or just 11?
Yeah, you can start at 10.
It said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Which they ain't built for that, you know.
Yep.
They ain't been getting themselves. They really take their emotions out on us, you know, because this world is run by emotions. I be hearing the apostle Ariana say, you know, put your
emotions to the side.
Yeah, because when Jay come up, he be wanting us to like he want us to just cry with him or something.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
It said, behold, I come quickly, and hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Yep. And that's the reward that Zahab was speaking about. You know, that's why it's going to be worth it. That's why it's much more noble, and it's much more what's the word? It's the risk.
Yeah.
All right. The risk of being hated by the world is much more what's the word?
I gotta I think I know what you're trying to say, so I'm gonna pull a precept.
Basically, when you stand up for righteousness, it's going to be much more worth the things that you got to go through. All right, because in the end, that's that crown, the crown of life. You conquered life. You know, it's that word. Conquer is what? Manatazak in the Hebrew, man. We're conquerors of life, man. We overcome. That's what it say. Didn't it say something about overcome?
I'll keep you from the hour.
It say keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Oh man, it's the one in Revelation that talk about overcome.
I got it.
Get that.
This is Revelations 2. It started 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
Overcome what? The world, the cares of this world. You know, the idols of this world, the people in this world that hate you for standing up for righteousness. Okay? All of that, all right, is going to be worth, you know, ain't going to compare to you getting a crown, man. You know, it's going to be the struggle is going to be worth it in the end, man.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, that was really it. You can finish that?
Yeah, it said to him.
You still had something? Or did we get it?
I mean, I can get it. It's on point.
Oh, go ahead, make it kind of quick, cause I don't want it to cut.
All right, this is Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in
Hey,
us.
and that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You know, it was there. It was like it was just getting tangled up. It was slipping out of my tongue. But you're right. That's exactly what I was saying. The sufferings are not worthy to be compared. All right.
Right.
So, hey, man, the kingdom is far greater. All right. Standing up for righteousness is far greater because it comes with the reward of the kingdom, man. You know. So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Kwam Yasharallah,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Abba Babal,
Abba Babal.
Rise Israel, destroy confusion, Shalom.
Shalom.